What's up, everybody, and welcome to BioS 3 Answer the Question Replies Sunday. Sunday is usually my low-key day where I rest because the rest of my week is usually pretty busy. So I get up late, which today I got up at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon because some of my days start at 6:15 in the morning for my first client at 7. I don't get home till like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So keeping that schedule where I'm kind of up and down and around, my sleep pattern gets kind of screwed up. So I like to sleep late like I did today till 1 p.m. Do my food shopping, which I just did, and then make my food for the rest of the week and just kind of relax a little bit on Sundays. And, you know, this is part of my way of relaxing, interacting with you guys. It's like talking with a bunch of friends about bodybuilding and figure and fitness and bikini and nutrition, all the stuff I like to talk about anyways. So I went to the food store, to the market, Giant, got my food, came home, checked this stuff, and right away, some more cool comments, questions, etc. And one that I got from Troy J. 1234 says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Mike Mentzer used flexible dieting and he definitely was over 200 pounds. Now, and then Troy J said, maybe another one for you reply Sunday. Now, what you guys, some of you do know, I am a huge fan of Mike Mentzer. Read all the books, read the training program when it came out. To buy Heavy Duty or Heavy Duty 2 now is very expensive, but I had them back in the day. I went through all of them. I do read John Little's stuff, which he kind of took over writing when Mike passed away. He was a friend of Mike's, and I've never heard of him being a flexible dieter. And hippie out of hell said, I was just going to say that I thought Mike would eat ice cream the week before a show. Now listen to that comment, a week before the show. So in other words, he didn't diet on ice cream. He carved up using it, which means he was flat, okay? So now he looks in the mirror, sees himself as being flat. He's eating rice or potatoes or whatever it is. It's not filling him out. He needs something faster. Ice cream. He ate the ice cream and that did it. So not flexible dieting. He's doing that meal stacking and he's trying to load his muscles to get them full enough so that he's not going to look flat on stage. So it's not flexible dieting. It's loading. I know plenty of people, I would actually consider it junk loading, which I know plenty of people would do skip loading or junk loading the night before a show. Almost every time you hear people go, man, you should have seen me the day after the show. That's because they ate a bunch of shit after the competition. It looked 10 times better because they cut too much sodium, too much water. They were too depleted, too flat. Then they put pizza and who knows what else in their body. And the sodium and all the fat and all the carbs and all the sugar and everything blows them up like a balloon the next day, but they're still hard because there's not enough time for the body to retain the water from that junk. So essentially, what Mike was doing was his own version of junk loading to fill out for the show. And like I said, I've read all his stuff, and I do believe in his principles, and I advise you guys to go out and get these books if you haven't read them, because his principles are dead on accurate with how muscle is built. Okay, so and another question I got on another video, which I don't remember what it was, said, so can you build muscle using light weights? Yes, you absolutely can. There's a program called muscle spinning. If you look it up, I remember this was back in 91 or whatever when I first heard of it. I think Robert Kennedy was the one who put it out. And muscle spinning was like a 15 to 20 rep sets that actually made you bigger. Now, here's the funny part. Two twins I used to hang out with, Mike and Clint. Mike did the heavy duty, Clint did the muscle spinning. When Clint did the muscle spinning, he would get bigger. Well, I don't remember which one of them did it, but one of them got bigger, but his muscle didn't get harder and more dense. The other one that was doing the heavy duty got bigger, but more dense. He didn't have that full, round, kind of puffed up look to him, but he was hard and dense. So you can gain muscle on both of them, but it's a totally different look from somebody that's training very heavy and hard as opposed to somebody that's training with light weights. And I don't remember which video I just saw this on, but I got a comment on one of my videos, and I'm kind of shocked and not really knowing what it's about, but it says something like, and Dusty is still trying to turn pro. Which I'm not really sure how Dusty, I'm assuming he's talking about Dusty Hanshaw. So if you guys don't know, let me give you a little background on Dusty and myself. Dusty and I have been friends since 2005, 2006. We were part of a message board called Professional Muscle together. I met Dusty for the first time at the Arnold in 2010. I think it was 2010. Yeah, 2010. Saw him again at the Junior Nationals. You know, we do have each other's phone numbers, text, etc., stuff like that. We met up with him again this year at the Arnold. We filmed something for iForce Nutrition, my girlfriend Carrie and I, who they were asking us who we thought were going to win the Arnold. Dusty's a great guy, and he's made, for those of you that don't know, some people like his physique, some people don't. He is a mass monster. He's really, really big and very hard and dry. Now, there's always a knock on his symmetry, but his bone structure he can't change, but nobody can deny he's made huge jumps in the time that he's been bodybuilding. And he's gone from, you know, that local level of being okay to being a top national level competitor. He was at junior nationals, which those guys are no slouches. Those guys are, the guys go from junior nationals, usually go on to nationals. They're the best in the country. And Dusty went toe-to-toe with those guys. He didn't look out of place. So the problem is can you nail that conditioning and that look over and over again? The answer is no. Most of the time, you're going to hit your conditioning once in your entire bodybuilding career. Perfect. Ronnie, Dorian, arguably 1993, Jay Cutler, 2001. You're going to nail it once, and you're going to try to replicate that. But 9 out of 10 times, you will only peak perfectly once in your career. Now, if Dusty peaks perfectly and the other guys don't, then yeah, he can win his pro card. But if Dusty hasn't nailed his peak yet, and I don't think we've seen the best of Dusty Henshaw yet, believe me. I don't think we're even close to seeing the best of Dusty Henshaw yet. And he nails his peak perfectly, and the other guys are a little bit off, there's his pro card. But the only reason he hasn't gotten that pro card yet is because he's been still trying to figure out what to do with his body, working with Chris Aceto. They're learning process all the time. Maybe come in like, you know, just 2% off, maybe have a little less detail in the glutes or the lower back than the other guy, and that's where he would lose it. So it's not like he's getting blown out of the water. You know, and for some reason people think it's easy to get your pro card. I know guys that have been training for 20 years. I had a client, Richard Siegelman, who was the chairman of Maryland for the NPC. Like 20-something years he tried to get his pro card. And what happened was I figured out a way to dial him in and drop him to a bantamweight. And he got straight first place votes and won his pro card as a bantamweight. And that took him 20-something years to do, but he did it. And he walked away with the IFBB Pro, which is a lot of these guys out there, they're going to give up before 20 years. They're not going to keep going at it. So that's the thing, is you don't just go and get your pro card. There are the select few that are very gifted that will go on to get that pro card like that. But people like Lavroni, Cutler, you know, Coleman, all these guys that were top guys, Flex Wheeler, Chris Cormier, these guys are like 1 in a million. And believe me, there's millions of bodybuilders out there that are good, but just don't have that genetic ability to win their pro card the first couple times out. So thank you for tuning in again to BioS3 Reply Sunday. And yes, this is a different shirt because I was hanging around the other house and the other one, it was all sweaty, so I changed clothes to go to the grocery store. So you guys are probably, because I get comments like, dude, you wear 2 shirts on one day? Well, yeah. So, I mean, I work out on one. I'm not going to run to the grocery store on that one. So, we're out.